The Whispering Harbor. The sun rose over Sunda Kelapa, painting the sky in shades of mango and fire. The air, thick with the smell of salt, spices, and damp wood, was already buzzing with life. On the bustling docks of the great Hindu Sunda Kingdom, a young boy named Rama was where he loved to be most, in the heart of the noise. Rama was a scribe, though a very junior one. He worked for the gruff harbor master, Paktirta, recording the arrival and departure of ships in a giant ledger. His hands were often stained with ink, and his simple cotton clothes smelled of parchment. "Faster, Rama," Paktirta would boom. "The pepper from Maluku must be logged before the midday prayer. And don't forget the salt from Madura." But Rama's eyes were never just on his ledger. They were drawn to the magnificent ships that looked nothing like the traditional prahu canoes of his people. These were tall, majestic vessels with vast white sails, belonging to traders from far-off lands. He saw Arab merchants with long, flowing robes and kind eyes, discussing philosophy and displaying intricate brass compasses. He listened to Chinese traders, their silks shimmering, speaking of gunpowder and a great wall that guarded their empire. And lately he saw new faces. Devout Muslim traders from the rising Sultanate of Demak to the east, who spoke of one God and new alliances. Rama was fascinated. His world had always been defined by the walls of the harbor master's office and the temples of Pajajaran. But these men spoke of stars guiding ships across endless oceans and ideas that stretched beyond the horizon. His best friend, Sari, a spirited girl who helped her mother weave beautiful batik cloth, would tease him. "Your head is always in the clouds, Rama, or is it in those foreign ships?" Rama would just smile. "They have stories, Sari, stories bigger than our kingdom." One evening, a Demak trader, a serious man named Malik, dropped a small rolled-up parchment. Rama, noticing it too late, couldn't catch him before he disappeared into the crowd. Unrolling it carefully, he saw it wasn't a map or a trading list, it was a letter. And what he read made his blood run cold. The secret in the scroll. The letter was a warning. It spoke of a powerful Demak fleet, not of traders, but of warriors. It mentioned an alliance with the neighboring Cirebon Sultanate and a plan to blockade and conquer Sunda Kelapa. The reason? To control the lucrative spice trade and spread their influence. The attack was planned for the next full moon, when the tides would be highest just 2 weeks away. Rama's heart hammered against his ribs. This was the secret that could change everything. He had to tell Paktirta. He had to tell the king. He ran to the harbor master's office, bursting in without his usual knock. "Paktirta, the Demak fleet, they plan to attack." He thrust the letter forward. Paktirta read it, his face growing grim. But to Rama's surprise, he didn't sound the alarm. Instead, he lowered his voice. "Quiet, boy," he whispered, his eyes darting around. "This is not a matter for a scribe. The king's advisors are aware of the tensions. They believe a show of strength from our own warriors will be enough. They do not want to cause panic among the people or the other traders." "But this says they have a vast fleet," Rama insisted. "A show of strength won't be enough." "Enough," Paktirta snapped. "You have done your duty. Now, forget you ever saw this. This is politics, not ink and paper." Rama was dismissed, his secret now a heavy, terrifying burden. He was torn. His loyalty was to his kingdom, to the only home he had ever known. But the king's court was proud and overconfident. Would they listen to a low-born scribe? That night, he met Sari by the quiet shore. "They won't listen," he confessed, showing her the letter. "What do I do?" Sari, always practical and brave, looked at him with determined eyes. "Then you must make them listen, Rama, or find another way." The scholar's wisdom. Desperate, Rama thought of the one person who understood both the old ways and the new, an old, blind Chinese scholar named Li Wei who ran a small tea house. Traders from all over came to him for advice. Perhaps he would know what to do. Rama found Li Wei sipping tea, his face serene. "Grandfather," Rama began, bowing respectfully, "a secret is a heavy boat. Where does one sail it?" Li Wei smiled. "A wise sailor uses the current, young scribe. He does not row against the storm." He poured Rama a cup of tea. "You hold a secret of war, but have you considered it might also be a key to peace?" "Peace? How?" "The Sultan of Demak is a practical man," Li Wei explained. "He wants the port, yes, but a ruined port is of no use to anyone. He would prefer it surrendered, not destroyed. And your king is a proud man. He will not surrender, but he might negotiate if he knew the true strength of his enemy." An idea began to form in Rama's mind, a dangerous, impossible idea. "What if," he whispered, "the king saw the fleet for himself, not through a spy's report, but with his own eyes?" Li Wei nodded slowly. "To see the storm coming is to have a chance to build a stronger wall, or to open a gate before it is broken down." The king's eyes. The plan was audacious. The king was scheduled to visit a temple on a high cliff overlooking the Java Sea in 3 days. If Rama could somehow get him to look east through a far-seeing device, a treasured telescope belonging to a Portuguese trader, he would see the gathering Demak fleet on the horizon. But getting the telescope and getting close to the king was nearly impossible. Sari was the key. She used her charm to distract the Portuguese trader, praising his wares, while Rama borrowed the telescope. Then, on the day of the king's visit, Rama, disguised as a simple temple attendant, waited on the cliff. As the king and his royal guards finished their prayers, Rama knelt, holding the telescope. "Your Majesty," he said, his voice trembling but clear, "a gift from the traders. They wish you to see the boundless horizon of your prosperous kingdom." Intrigued, the king took the telescope. He looked west, then north, admiring the view. Then he turned east. His smile vanished. His body stiffened. On the horizon, where usually there were only a few fishing boats, was a dark cluster of specks, dozens of them. Warships. He lowered the telescope, his face pale. He looked at the lowly attendant who had given him this vision. "Who are you?" the king demanded. "I am Rama, a scribe of the harbor, your Majesty," he said, bowing low. "And I have a letter that confirms what you see. A new foundation." In the royal court, everything changed. The letter Rama provided, combined with the king's own sighting, shattered the court's complacency. War was inevitable, but now they were prepared. More than that, they were open to a new strategy. The king's wisest advisor spoke. "We cannot win this war by force alone, but perhaps we can save our people. We can negotiate. We can offer them the port in exchange for the safety of our people and a place in their new order." Rama, standing before the court, no longer felt like just a scribe. He had become a messenger of fate. The Demak fleet arrived with the full moon. But instead of finding a poorly defended port, they found the Sunda king's emissaries waiting with a flag of truce. A long negotiation began. Sunda Kelapa did fall that day, but it was not a bloody conquest. It was a transition. The port was absorbed into the Demak Sultanate and its allies, eventually becoming a powerful Muslim trading center. It would be renamed Jakarta, meaning victorious act, and later it would grow into the massive, vibrant capital we know today, Jakarta. Epilogue: The Bridge Builder. Years later, the port was more bustling than ever. A young man with intelligent eyes and ink-stained fingers walked through the crowds. He was now a senior scribe and translator, working for the new administration. He was a bridge between the old world and the new, helping his people adapt while preserving their stories. He made sure the history of the Sunda Kingdom was recorded alongside the ledgers of the new traders. Sari, now a master batik artist with her own shop, waved him over. Her designs blended traditional patterns with new influences from Arabia and China, and they were hugely popular. "You look thoughtful, my love," she said. Rama looked out at the harbor, at the mix of traditional prahus and tall Demak ships, all floating together. "I was just thinking," he said, taking her hand, "a kingdom can be built with walls and warriors, but a city, a true lasting city, is built with something else." "With what?" Sari asked. "With words," Rama said softly. "With trade, with courage, and with the secret powerful ink of a scribe who dared to show a king the truth." And in the heart of the modern city that grew from that fateful day, the spirit of a young, curious scribe lived on, a reminder that the greatest strength often lies not in fighting change, but in having the courage to help shape it. The end.